Satanism. To most, it conjures images of medieval black masses or sinister deeds done for the devil. Must expose all the evil being done in the name of Satan.
I might smite you instead. Like some kind of fucking comic villain. What's up, heathens? How y'all doing? I'm the Godless Engineer, and today I'm drunkenly recounting a story from the Hebrew Bible. And this particular story is about Moses and an emergency roadside circumcision. I don't know if y'all have ever had an emergency roadside circumcision, but it's definitely because God wanted to kill you on the road.
My name is Chad Harris. I was on a little show called Shiny Happy People, Duggar Family Secrets, Season 1. And this would be a prophet that appears in one chapter of the Bible and is never mentioned again and doesn't even have a name.
She grabs a flint, grabs his dick, stretches it out, cuts off the tip of his dick, and then runs back over to Moses and starts rubbing the foreskin blood on his feet.
Boo on the Bible for not having a story arc for anybody in it.
Welcome to Holy Spirits.
All right. Hello, everybody. This is not Holy Spirits, but I wanted to run that ad because Holy Spirits is looking lit this week, and that's Dr. Ben's new production. But we are here tonight for Charlatan's Web. Ben, for anybody in my audience who would not know who you are because you're a total enigma, introduce yourself.
Yeah, I mean, currently I'm not doing much, but a lot of the time you can find me on YouTube on Talk Heathen. You can also find me on the Transatlantic Call-In Show. I have my own channel that is not doing much right now, but stay tuned. We will actually be doing some more medical myths back on my personal channel, which if you see me in the side chat, you can click on that and it'll take you there. At some point soon, I am planning on doing a show with Kara Griffin on the sociology of gender. So if y'all want to know more about performance of gender in society, that's gonna be a great episode. I don't know when that's happening yet. But yeah, Holy Spirits is my new project. Super excited about that. So everybody who's not yet subscribed, especially over at Holy Spirits, like go do that now because we're premiering on Saturday, and we're premiering every Saturday. And stay tuned for more stuff there too, because that is a whole work in progress, and we're gonna have like I've already been talking to an animator, and we're gonna be adding some really really cool elements to that. So that's kind of who I am, and I'm Bree's roommate. So
Yeah, and we are roommates. Yeah, and Ember
And
dropped
they
a
were
link to Holy
roommates.
Spirits. But also, while you were talking, Left-Handed Jedi went ahead and gifted some memberships. They sent out 5. So Sumami got one, right? Spooky Bedhair got one. Al Trucker got one. Dr. Osiris got one. And Ian Chen got one. So welcome to the Hive. You can now stomp across the screen with big footprints. So if you want to,
We
if
need
you
to
want
huzzah
exercise
to that.
yeah. Also,
We
let's
need to
talk about
huzzah. Huzzah.
huzzah.
These are not olives.
It's the green screen. This is a marg, a blue
We made
margarita.
margs. I put peppers in mine, serrano peppers, so mine's spicy, but it looks like olives because I have a green screen.
Yeah,
It's
they
not
are
olive.
green, but Ben mixed
Yep.
these drinks up for us tonight. Yeah, this and I do drink on this show usually. If I get a $5 or more super chat, I'll generally take a shot, and we'll answer whatever question you have. And we have Ben here tonight, so you can ask some crazy doctor questions. Yeah, Ben loves it when people just come up to him and like, "Hey, I have this rash. Will you?"
I won't be answering any personal questions, but I can answer general questions. So if it's a point of curiosity, then I will answer your question.
Now, our charlatan for tonight, Ben actually introduced me to. I hadn't heard of them before, but it is the medical medium. And Ben actually covered them on his channel and drank some. Well, you go ahead. Yeah, talk about that.
Oh, yeah. I did a few days worth of the celery juice challenge, and we'll get into this guy's particular way of thinking. But you heard right. He is a medical medium, so he proclaims to be some psychic dude that uses psychic energy to give health advice to people. And one of the things that he caught my attention with was the celery juice cleanse. And you know, we're all familiar with juice cleanses. We've all seen people do that stuff, but this one was the fact that it's straight celery juice. And we'll hear him say that you can't add anything to the celery juice. It is just celery juice, and you have to drink, what was it? I don't even remember if it was 16 ounces per day.
It's a lot. It's
celery juice?
I think it's 16 ounces. Sounds right. That sounds about right. And celery juice
Yeah.
isn't cheap. Like,
No, it's expensive. And I did 3 days worth of the celery juice cleanse, and it was pretty miserable. Like, I felt hydrated. I felt like I would expect if I drank the same amount of water as I did celery juice, like I probably would have felt the same way. The difference is, like, the celery juice after a while, like in that high of a quantity, just tastes kind of swampy, and it's not desirable at that point. Like, put it in a Bloody Mary, sure. Like, have a little bit of celery juice if you really want it, sure, whatever. But like, it's not gonna do a whole lot for you. And I felt that for sure.
So here's his channel. It's medical medium Anthony William. And he has his website up here too, but just wanted to, usually I'll go through. Go ahead.
He looks like he's staring into your soul with that cover photo.
Yeah.
Like,
he's
look
pretty
at that.
intense.
That's creepy.
So he's still pretty prevalent with content. He does a podcast, looks like weekly. But he also has like recipe videos. But this stuff really interested me because this is what he's been up to since the last time you talked about him. In the last 4 or 5 months, he's been going on and on about chemtrails. So, and that sort of conspiracy stuff. So I figured, why not start there?
Chemtrails in the air all the time. We breathe them in every
So yeah, chemtrails in the air. This is a little bit off the rails, but here we go.
single day we step outside. They seep in during the night and during the daytime in our own homes. Dangerous toxic chemicals have been dumped on everybody since the 1960s.
Oh my God, water.
Planes filled up with
Chemtrails.
Oh my
And
God.
there's this is a kind of a serious thing, though. Not chemtrails aren't serious, but like people thinking that chemtrails are real is a real problem because, like, we have states outlawing chemtrails, outlawing geoforming, and yeah, it's wild. Chemtrails made Bo gay. I kind of figured that, but I didn't want to like call him out publicly.
Yeah, well, like this rhetoric, the way that he's presenting this information is clearly fear-mongering. Like, this isn't just a little discussion about his opinion. Like, this is set up to put you on high alert for what's happening. And this is what he does with most topics that he talks about. Like, he is admittedly pretty charismatic. And can move an audience, and that is absolutely terrifying, especially right now with such a vulnerable audience that will listen to literally anything.
Yeah, it's a real problem. That's the big problem with the charlatans, and why I want to cover them, because most of these people have Riz out their ears. That's how they do their thing. And you know, here I am, a freaking awkward middle-aged trans woman trying to be like, don't believe the Riz of these people.
Yeah.
tanks inside of them. No passengers on there, just a couple of pilots. And dangerous and deadly toxic chemicals, toxic waste being released out of these jet planes into the atmosphere, dumped on us day in and day.
Well, I just have questions about like what they think the motive is.
And it's
because if there are people that want to dump chemtrails into the atmosphere to poison people, do they not realize that those people calling for the release of chemtrails still live on planet Earth and still breathe in the chemicals in the atmosphere? Like, you're not going to be able to pull something like this off and then not have those consequences experienced like by you. It's insane to think that anybody would have the motive to do something like this.
I'm not a pilot, but I'm pretty confident that every flight and the purpose of every flight is logged, right? So, I mean,
right.
documented.
And that's a lot of, like, again, a lot of wasted fuel. Like, these people not understand even the economic impact of wasting a flight. Like, even if it's a cargo flight or a passenger flight or anything, you're wasting that much fuel. You're wasting all this. You're wasting the work time of pilots to do this shit, which is going to not only hurt your targets, but also hurt you, unless you're somehow living out in outer space somewhere where you are immune to this. Like, it does not make any logical sense.
This is a costly
why anyone
conspiracy.
would do this. Yeah.
Day out. And these chemicals are cocktails, highly toxic cocktails. Mercury,
Like
lead,
margaritas?
aluminum, copper, petroleum byproducts.
Like, I'm not saying those things aren't released into the air industrially, but I don't think it's coming from planes dropping it. There's lots of nasty shit that gets released in the air, and they're peeling back EPA regulations and all sorts of nonsense right now. But chemtrails, and that's the thing, is that they're distracting you with this hand about the chemtrails while they let industry just dump poison in our water with the other.
They're dumping cocktails into the air. They're dumping margaritas into the air, and we've been silent about this. Like, we could have been getting free margaritas from the chemtrails.
Yeah. We should have made a chemtrail cocktail. I didn't realize this was going to be so chemtrail heavy, but I wanted to show
I-
you what he'd been up to since you covered him.
No, but I love that it just says acids. Like, okay, like which acids? Which acids are we talking about? Like, these are the same people that don't know that vitamin C is an acid.
Yeah.
Like, what acid? What specifically are you suggesting? And I agree with you that, like, the real issue is, you know, can we make planes more environmentally friendly? Can we use more sustainable fuel sources? Like, those are things we could actually look into. And this is obviously a distraction.
Acids, barium, solvents, herbicides, mosquito killers.
Acids and solvents.
Like water?
Yeah. Water, solvents. In the mosquito killer, usually they fog from the ground, don't they? I don't know if they do mosquito fogging from planes. I suppose they probably
don't
could, but I'm not a fan of mosquito fogging anyway. It's like it does because it doesn't just it impacts the entire insect biome, and we're already struggling in the insect biome. So,
Right. I mean, the thing that we could do to control populations is by encouraging actual, like, natural ecosystems to continue to operate as they should be without human influence. Like,
yeah,
that's what we could do. But
like when the skies used to fill with bats every evening. That's what we need to get back to. You want mosquito control?
you
want
want,
them
yeah,
bats?
you need spiders, you need bats, you need I
Night
agree.
jars, yeah. Thank you. Okay, we got a $2 super chat. They're dumping Florida, not acid. Yeah. I will say $5 super chats or more, and I will take a shot at Alien Head vodka. So, just putting that out there. And
If we get them, and I will do some shots too if that comes out. So
yeah, if we get a $5 super
Bring
chat, me
it.
and Ben will both do shots. What are you gonna do a shot of? Do you got liquor in your
well,
room?
I'll have to get up and I'd have to get up and grab something. But
Yeah. Well, we'll cross that
I'll do
bridge
it.
when we get there, but let's go ahead.
Yeah.
And we're
They gotta-
45 seconds in.
yeah, I'll stop talking.
It's okay. There's a lot to say about the bullshit he drops. It takes us 3 minutes to debunk every 15 seconds of this guy talking.
Thousands of different kinds of byproducts from worldwide industrial chemical industries. Chemicals from old storage bins from World War I, World War II. Agent Orange, DDT. They don't care who breathes in what. They don't care what's dumped on everybody's food, the gardens, the
They
farm
do,
fields.
though.
And they don't
They do care what they breathe in because they're not exempt from what is being breathed in.
Yeah, we all have access to Silent Springs.
Yeah.
care about little children with asthmatic conditions, and they don't care about the chronically ill. They don't care about people with different kinds of symptoms and conditions that are hypersensitive. What they care about, the evildoers, the people that run.
They.
Okay. But also, like, okay, if you care about these populations that you mentioned, then the next thing you should say is universal health care. The next thing you should say is access to, like, yeah, okay, let's improve the quality of air and stuff, but let's not distract and focus this on chemtrails when we have actual steps we could take. And I'm guessing, just what I know about the medical medium, that he is not in favor of universal health care. And in fact, he sells a lot of his shit because he is preying on people in those groups who don't have access to healthcare or who don't trust healthcare.
Yeah, exactly. That's what all this comes down to too. He's telling you all this to sell you detox.
Yep.
He's not telling you all this to be like, oh, we need to fix our healthcare system. He's telling you all this stuff to be like, buy my cleansing, my juice cleansing stuff.
Yep.
This planet, way above public authorities. What they do care about is if you know it's a chemtrail, is that you know the truth, that they're dumping stuff on you. They don't want the chemtrails to stop, the classified programs to stop. They want to keep on dumping what they want onto people.
That's definitely how planes fly. They definitely fly that close to each other, where their wings can
look at this group
ram
right up
into
here.
Each other. Yeah, definitely happens that way.
They're piggybacking.
Ready to believe the ultimate con.
The geoengineering decoy. I don't think anybody's claiming to be geoengineering either.
No.
We're talking about how the chemtrails kill the birds.
Oh my god, now he's talking about the birds.
Won't somebody think of the burbs? This is the same thing they say about the windmills, though, right? The wind turbines.
Won't you think about the birds, but we won't support universal health care for the people.
Yeah, and environmental regulations that actually protect the birds. Right.
Ducks flying at 10,000 feet will match a chemtrail plane flying at 10,000 feet. So simplifying it a little bit, birds fly high, chemtrail planes fly low, birds get caught into the chemtrails themselves and get snuffed out and then die.
What if it turns them into kaiju, though? That'd be pretty cool. I mean,
also, like, is he claiming that the birds are flying, like, directly in the tailwind of these airplanes? Or, like, he said that birds fly high and planes fly low. So, like, does he not understand that air diffuses, that chemicals move, atoms move?
I don't know what he understands, honestly. I don't think that there's really ducks being killed by chemtrails, though, so, I mean...
We're not just talking about a few birds. We're talking about thousands of birds, tens of thousands.
Like, if this was a thing that was happening, right? We would know. Like, there'd be environmental studies on it.
In just a flock, migrating. We're talking about a massive amount of birds dying close to death almost at exactly the same time. And keep in mind, every batch lot in the plane, every group of chemicals that they have that they're dumping, whether it's geoengineering planes or a chemtrail plane, can be different at any given time. So some concoctions could be instantly deadly, while some are intoxicating.
Some are instantly deadly, yes. All the historic records we have of life just dropping dead under a shower of chemtrails dropped from a secret plane. That happens, all the time.
Yeah. Well, and something to note here. Anytime they're saying that something is instantly deadly or it's intoxicating and they don't list a dosage or a dosage over time, it's bullshit. Don't listen to it, because the only way you're going to measure toxicity is through a dose over a set amount of time.
Because everything's
like
toxic.
Anything. Exactly, yeah. Yeah, like too much water is going to be dangerous over a set amount of time. So if they are unable to provide that particular piece of information, don't listen to it. It's bullshit. Like, they should have to demonstrate, like, there are set measurements. Like the LD50 is a great example of the amount of a compound that is lethal to 50% of the population. That is objective. These statements are not objective. So if somebody is making a claim, if someone's making a claim about this, you ask, what does the toxicity look like? And in what dose do you have to intake for it to be giving you effects? And by what route as well. Like if you're gonna say that this is, like, fentanyl is a great example of that. Like, there's the whole like chaos with law enforcement and fentanyl exposure, and they're complaining of like transdermal exposure, and you're not going to get like instant effects from fentanyl through transdermal exposure. And they even tested it where they put like 14 or more like opioid patches on people's hands, and it does not absorb that quickly. You're not going to get a toxic dose from fentanyl patches where you could get it from, like inhalation, still less likely, but ingestion's your primary source of intoxication with that. So just think about, what would it take to actually have effects from this thing? Is this argument convincing for those reasons? And in this case, it is not convincing in the slightest.
Yeah, toxin, exposure, they're all buzzwords. You know, that need to be quantified.
And dangerous enough to weaken the birds, causing their flight pattern to be disturbed, causing them to weaken and have to drop out of the sky, disturbing the process of nature, destroying the very birds we love. So how do 10,000 birds die at a clip? How does it really happen?
Usually it's something climatic when a bunch of birds fall dead like that, like a polar vortex drop or something. They can die from chemical exposure. There's a lake somewhere in Utah with a bunch of birds like landed in, and then it killed them all because it's so alkaline.
Yeah, and that's reasonable, and that's something that we can measure, and it's not so vague and ambiguous like this video was.
Yeah, just using the buzzwords. What's next? Oh, yeah.
I'm sure you've heard about the paranormal triangles, the Alaska Triangle and the Bermuda Triangle and many more.
Oh my God.
Now, not all the triangles that people are talking about out there are legit. People are looking for...
So our bro went full woo, if you can't tell by now. Like, full woo.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. No, we're getting into some sacred geometry shit with the triangles.
Yes, sacred triangles.
Triangles.
There's a twist.
They're interested. They want many triangles out there, and there are many. But not every triangle people say is a triangle is a mysterious paranormal triangle. And one of the things is...
Take a shot every time he says triangle.
Oh, my God. We're going to die.
Normal triangles aren't just triangle. They're circles. They've been identified and estimated as triangles.
Wait.
They've been...
Triangles are circles.
Some triangles are circles and not actually triangles.
Mm-hmm. Sacred geometry. If you believe the triangle is a circle...
Yeah. Because that's how...
Noted as triangles. Documented as triangles. But in reality, not all of them are triangles. They're actually circles. They're areas.
How do you misapproximate a triangle for a circle when, if we define a triangle as having 3 sides, and we define a circle as, you know, being a circle, like there are points where you can add enough sides to where you could approximate a circle, but that is many more sides than 3. You'd have to add a lot of sides to get to a near circular
orders
shape.
of magnitude.
Yeah, you cannot get there through triangle.
I'd say a minimum of 10 sides
works
to approximate a circle.
Yeah, so absolutely not.
Maybe 8 sides, but an octagon's still pretty recognizable. A decagon.
Yeah.
A decagon's the minimum to be called something approximate circle.
To approximate a circle, yeah.
That are actually circular. And in these paranormal triangles, which are actually circular, at least most of them are, there's a lot of UFO sightings. There's a lot of sightings of light beams, of light circles.
Oh no,
of
light
crafts,
beams.
of spaceships.
There's
you gotta
a
watch
light.
out for the beam attacks.
You get light that shows up in a triangle place, and therefore aliens.
Looks like Sumami and Sandy are here. Good evening, ladies. Kelly's here. Hey. Yeah, Bo is pointing out this guy failed preschool. He says he's not a doctor, which is good. I'm glad at least he says that. A lot of these people will be like, no, I'm a doctor of divinity.
Yeah,
or some
he
shit.
says he's not a doctor, but he does say that he is a chronic illness expert, which is super sketch.
Also, disappearances, missing ships, missing planes over the last 100 years. So where do chemtrails...
Speaking of missing, we've got an episode coming up with Sumami here. We haven't set a date yet, but where we're going to talk about the missing 411 and David Paulides. So watch out for that on Charlatan's Web. David Politis is maybe my most disdained charlatan thus far.
And geoengineering trails fall into this. Where do these play a role? What public authorities are learning is that something's being sprayed out of jets up in the sky above the states, above towns and cities.
And this is like the governing bodies and state legislators passing laws against geoengineering and chemtrails in their states. Oh, yes, I see you, Hell's Bells. Good evening, Helen. We were just talking about Halloween, so your name came up.
Yeah.
And it's under the guise of geoengineering. Geoengineering is supposed to be barium, reflective metal. When dropped out of the sky, it's supposed to reflect sunlight, cool down the planet, stop global warming. That's the goal anyway.
But it's still in like the theoretical stage. It's not been put into practice, right? I don't think.
I mean, I don't know about that.
I don't think that there's any. I mean, someone can correct me if I'm wrong. That there's any organization or authorized body that is actually putting geoforming into practice currently. Again, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think it's actually being. This is all theory.
But that's not truth. That's not what's really happening. It's way more sinister. Geoengineering, the release of dangerous chemicals out of planes every single day, are for other reasons, for destructive reasons, for despicable evil reasons, has nothing to do with saving the planet. What they're doing and what they're doing up in the sky and the chemicals that they're dropping on everybody is a crime. It's a crime on humanity.
It's literally condensation from the body of the plane.
You know what is a crime against humanity is calling yourself a chronic disease expert and not having anything to back that up.
Yeah, and we're going to get into that too. I just wanted to drop these freaking chemtrail alien nonsense first so you can see how far this guy spiraled.
Oh, yeah.
Evil one. And it happens like clockwork. Every single hour, every single day. Nobody knows what it is that they're dropping on people. We're not supposed to know anything. And if anybody questions it, it's a conspiracy theory. You got a tinfoil hat. Or you're just a paranoid crazy prepper. Let's just put it this way. There are a lot of things flying in the air that are spraying stuff on everybody. Really simplifying it, shit is falling out of the sky, and evil people are doing it.
Okay. I think that's the last one about the chemtrails.
We're live. Anthony William, the medical medium. Did you catch the mold episode? Mold. You got to check it out.
Was he talking to us
looking forward to you guys checking this episode out. Mold, the crazy maker. It's the reason why I call it that, because it has really caused a lot of trouble with a lot of people, and it could make
Here, I'll let you pick one. The smoothie is changing lives. Wellness, reset, cleanse. Heavy metal detox smoothie.
Oh my god.
Immune cocktail for cold and flu season. How many lifetimes are we soul searching? How to use lemon balm and ashwagandha for stress or emotional challenges.
I mean, we can start with the mold stuff, and then we can kind of go from there. I feel like I need another drink for this. I might get up and grab that.
Yeah, I'll let him talk. You go ahead and grab a drink.
Go crazy in such an intense way. I've actually talked to a friend recently, had intense mold exposure, and it really triggered everything in this friend as far as fatigue and aches and pains. And
hydrogen and oxygen, those sound dangerous, Bo. Those sound like dangerous chemicals. Hello, Eli.
And just, oh my God, the brain fog that my friend has dealt with it has just been off the charts. So I kind of think that the mold issues that we deal today should get more attention. It's like everybody kind of sweeps it under the carpet. Nobody really wants to know about it unless you're living with it. And then if you're living with it, nobody else really cares.
I'd be tripping on black mold. Yeah, you don't want that shit in your house.
There's really not a lot of help for people out there when you're dealing with mold exposure. People go through hell and back with mold exposure. So this was an important episode. Medical Medium Podcast at Apple Podcasts. Check it out there when you get a chance.
Yeah, he's got a podcast he does weekly, and it's all nonsense like this. But yeah, if you get him in your algorithm, you do so at your own expense. I used to use a sock account. I called it my toxic sock account, where I would follow channels that were awful like this. But I've decided not to do that anymore because me following them and me subscribing to their content is basically supporting them. So I don't want to do that. So I just do it on my main now, and just to hell with not being able to keep track of everything they're up to. You know, I might drop their channel link in a messenger system or something, so I can click on it that way without having to subscribe to them. Also, reminder: this is tonight's Charlatan's Web is a drinking stream, so super chats $5 or more we will be taking shots for, and if you have a question with that super chat, we'll do our best to answer it.
Yeah, and I'm working on I forgot I have my flask here that Bree got me for Pride.
Ooh, yeah.
So I don't need to grab something else for shots because I got this right here, and I put whiskey in it, so I have
Hell
whiskey at my desk.
Yeah. That's Ben's birthday flask too. It was part of. I got it during Pride when they had all the Pride stuff. It's rainbow. It doesn't look rainbow on the green screen, but it is rainbow colored.
Did he say anything interesting so far, or
he's just going on about black mold?
Okay.
At Apple Podcast, the link is in the description. Mold, the Crazy Maker. Check out this podcast episode. Now, just giving you a forewarning about it. It's a docu-series style podcast. It's not a podcast where it's coffee talk and you just throw it away, and then you get another guest on and throw it away, another guest on and throw it away, and you get a little tidbit if you can, or a little nugget wherever you can. This is filled with tons of information. It's packed with wall-to-wall with information about mold, about all the different things we go through. So check it out. It's a Medical Medium Podcast at Apple Podcasts. That's the official platform for the Medical Medium Podcast, where it's uncensored. The other platforms, they're censored.
Maya, you're gonna clog up your chemtrail or your chakras with chemtrails if you're not careful. Is there a medical procedure to remove chemtrails from your chakra, Ben?
Oh, I don't touch the chakras. I'm not advanced enough for that.
That's above and beyond. Yeah, it's an old master.
In different ways. Michelle's there. Great. Good to see you. Everybody's coming on. You guys, the thing is about mold is it's devastating. It's not the same mold as yesterday. It's not. Cindy says, thanks for these podcasts. Thanks for listening to them. And
okay.
Cindy Gunn says, hi, Anthony.
Question right off the bat.
Aw, thank you, Kristen.
My first question right off the bat for him is, what specific mold are you talking about? What specific devastating effects are you talking about? Like, the more vague these people are, like, they'll just say, slap on a word mold, and they'll slap, like, this title, mold the super trigger, mold sickness. Like, what syndrome are you trying to tell me? Like, when we look at medical conditions, like, and if we're trying to formulate a differential diagnosis for a particular thing that's going on, like, we'll lump things together in terms of syndrome. So it's like, these are the common, like, traits that we see in a particular disease process. We have a few things that can overlap in this particular way. Like, there's a certain way that bacterial pneumonia will present that's different from viral pneumonia, etc. So if you have a collection of symptoms that really scream bacterial pneumonia at you, it tells us enough information to say, okay, we're pretty convinced that this is the route we need to go down. It doesn't quite tell us, what organism we're dealing with, but we can narrow that down and say, is this strep pneumo? Is this some other variety of bacterial pneumonia? But you have to describe what you are talking about. Like, mold, like, and this is where in my brain I have a little bit of disconnect with the public on what colloquially they mean by certain terms, because if you say fungal anything, I have a lot of range that I can think through. Like, is this like histoplasmosis? Is this candida? Is this mucormycosis? Like, and each of those has a separate meaning for me. So when somebody says mold or somebody says black mold, I know that there's the particular mold that people are thinking of. They're thinking of the mold that grows in your house when there's too much moisture, and all that. But like, that's not enough information to tell me, like, mold sickness is too broad of a term to be medically useful in any sense of the word. So like, when people are being this vague, it's fair to ask them questions. What do they mean by this? What symptoms are they referring to? What do they recommend for management of this? And we'll get into what his thoughts are. But I'm willing to bet that getting into this, I will very much disagree with his definition of mold, his definition of the pathophysiology of mold sickness, or whatever it is. But just like, be cautious when people use generalizations like this.
Yes, sir. And yeah, so I just was going to say that Kristen Slays gifted 1 membership, and Kelly King got it. So welcome to the Hive, Kelly King. Yeah, let's continue to get moldy.
Mold episode was spot on, and also the neurological one. So many things you hit spot on. Thank you. I now have supplements to follow. It's critical to know what supplements to use with neurological symptoms. Critical to know what supplements to use with mold exposure.
Oh my God, I do
not
want to know what he thinks about neurological anything.
Supplements to use with neurological symptoms.
I don't think he can describe the process of axonal transmission of nerve impulses. So I don't think this guy's worth listening to on any of that. Like, and this is something I would love to sit in a room with any of these people and just ask them questions that they should know the answer to if they are indeed a disease expert. But I digress. Like, I will let him continue talking.
He won't know.
You know, and I talk to people all the time. I talked to a doctor last week about mold and everything, and he was telling me that his patients who get mold exposure, their symptoms get 10 times worse than they should normally be. And by the way, we're live right here. Just so you know, if you're on here, we're live streaming. We're live right now.
He's like a young Earth creationist that talks to someone on the plane. He's a medical. Would you say he claims to be
He claims he's a chronic disease expert. Here, let me read. I have his bio pulled up. So he says that he's a chronic disease expert, a heavy metal detox coach. He says that he's been using his gifts to see into people's medical conditions and tell them and their doctors how to recover their health. And he's been doing this since he was 4 years old. He is claiming that he, as a toddler, was telling doctors how to do their jobs. Huge red flags right there. Like, no, you weren't. No, you weren't.
So I like doing these live, and I don't want to pre-record them and then put them up. I just want you guys to know that I'm here, and there's good stuff to talk about, and I want to answer questions. I want to see how you guys are doing, what's happening in your life, what's happening in your life with mold, what's happening in your life with neurological symptoms. All these things are so important. Are you dealing with brain fog? I have a brain fog episode. So these episodes at Medical Meeting Podcast, at Apple Podcasts, these episodes are docu-series style.
With these people, like, we can play a little game here that I've played so much on medical myths. Like, let's just think, and side chat, I want your opinions on this. Like, weigh in. If I say brain fog, like, if somebody has brain fog and that's the only thing that they have, give me 3 things that could cause them to have brain fog. It doesn't, like, any 3 answers. I bet we could get up to like 10 answers.
There's I think I could just name 3 of my conditions that give me brain fog.
Yeah.
Depression, anxiety.
Yeah. Sleep apnea could do it. Hypothyroidism, hypo or hyperthyroidism could do it. Just not sleeping well the night before, depression, migraines, iron deficiency, long COVID, B12 deficiency, Hypoglycemia, we got in the side chat, we got inebriation.
Margarita.
We got so many. Yeah, we have so many things that can cause this, and so many different ways to investigate the cause of somebody's brain fog. But what people like this do, they will latch on to very, very common symptoms and very common presentations of illness and say all of them are in the same bucket. Well, no, this is what we consider to be like general symptoms. And this goes in the same bucket as fever. Fever is not indicative of any particular disease process. It is a natural response of your body to something that is foreign. And oftentimes, if there's a fever, we think it's either an infection or like an immune issue. But something like brain fog is just what your body is going to do when it's in some kind of state of distress or some state of not 100% health. You're going to have less energy expenditure on certain things that are not essential. So you're going to feel less energetic. You're going to feel like you need to take a nap more. That's part of just what it means to be sick. Like and that's why it's so hard to pinpoint just from that symptom what exactly is going on. But this guy and others like him will take these very common things and say, well, what if it's this thing? And it's absolutely appropriate to think through what if it is that thing. But it's not appropriate to latch on to one thing that you have not demonstrated it to be. Like, broaden your differentials. Think about all the possibilities. But until you've demonstrated that it is one or the other thing, it is still all a possibility. And so this is something that like he doesn't have the critical thinking skills nor the training to be able to walk through this process that I just described. And you all in the audience have done a better job at this than he's doing right now, being a probably multi-millionaire with his grift.
Filled with information. They're not coffee talk where you throw it away and then another guest comes on, you toss it aside, and they just whatever. It's not like that. These are informative, powerful, packed information. Some of these episodes really gut-wrenching with information so much because there's so much truth. When you hear that much truth in some of these episodes, it's really intense, like the egg episode, the chemtrail episode, right? All of them. Christy Silva says, thank you so much for doing the modeling podcast. So many people with mold illness needed this. Thank you for listening. Anyway, people with mold really do need help. They not only need help in the situation they're in, but they need help as far as support because...
Yeah, he never does say. It's just the mold. He never says. It's the mold from Resident Evil 7, I'm guessing.
Yeah. It's like, because there are different types of mold that will do different types of damage, and some of them are especially more dangerous with immunocompromised individuals. So certain things, especially with diabetics, they're more likely to get certain fungal infections that are pretty dangerous because diabetes is considered to be immunocompromised condition. Same thing with cancer patients. We're going to have to be very, very careful about, what we're exposing them to. People without immunocompromise are less likely to be affected, but the ways that all these fungi are going to operate is different depending on what group you kind of fall into. What he's talking about, the common black mold, like in your house and stuff, that is primarily an allergic reaction. So a lot of people are going to respond negatively to it, but this is in the same vein of seasonal allergies, the same mechanism as like peanut allergies, etc. So it is an immune response primarily involving IgE antibodies. And that's where you get anaphylaxis, you get histamine release, you get a lot of those. And anaphylaxis is the way we view anaphylaxis is kind of incorrect, but I won't expand too much on that. Anything that is really an IgE response is technically anaphylaxis. But the important thing here is that with it, he's talking about addressing allergies. Like, this is similar to seasonal allergies. And yes, you can be in distress from this. Some people can have very life-threatening reactions to it, which can be managed with antihistamines, with epinephrine, etc. That's how we're going to manage somebody like this. And you can, like with a lot of allergies, undergo like sensitization therapy. Black mold's not something you're really going to want to do that with, because like who's going to intentionally want to keep exposing yourself to mold over and over again? That's kind of ridiculous. But that's not to be conflated with things like mucormycosis, which is an absolutely fatal fungal infection because it's invasive. Invasive in the sense of it operates a lot like cancer does. Like there are people who will die within days, like to a week, because it will just take over your body and grow and grow and grow. That's different. That is not what this guy is talking about. He is talking about IgE hypersensitivity reactions, which not everybody has with black mold. So
Right, and there's some studies. Actually, I'm going to drop this study in here that kind of goes over what you were saying about black mold, and the main causes of reactions being allergies or asthma related. Not that the black mold is just this killer organism. It's causing allergic reactions.
People don't get mold support out there. It's like the minute it hits, you become the unlucky one. You know what I mean, guys? It's like the minute the mold hits, you become the unlucky one. It's like, okay, that's your tough luck. So you're dealing with mold in your house or your apartment or your living space. It's your tough luck. Or your building. That's your tough luck. It's like, and anybody.
I mean,
it is though, and something like to clarify for people like how this mechanism works. There's this concept of cross reactivity, and your antibodies respond to certain proteins. And will, like, when we say your immune system has a memory, this is what that means. So there's your antibodies and your other receptors within your immune system have a certain shape that will bind to proteins of like foreign substances, and that will trigger the whole immune system to respond. It in usually a negative way, sometimes in a positive way where it just kind of gets rid of the thing. But in this case, talking about if you have kind of an overreaction. So anything that can fit into that active site of the antibody or of the other immune cells, you're going to get this cascade. And since it's a very precise binding site, there can be a little bit of wiggle room of like this compound is very similar to this other one, but your immune cell can't tell the difference, and so it's going to react anyway. And so that's where you get allergies. It's this cross reactivity. So yes, it is a situation of it's just kind of bad luck. It's kind of unfortunate. In this case, unfortunate that your body recognized something that wasn't harmful as something that's harmful, but the cross reactivity can be somewhat advantageous in other ways, in that if something is harmful that somebody else wouldn't be able to detect because they didn't have that cross reactivity, maybe you're a bit better off. So it is absolutely chance, and the way that you kind of generate the immune active sites that you have is very much a roll of the dice. Like there's a whole process with how it randomly generates each of these different active sites. It is pretty fascinating to learn about, but oh, are you getting a shot?
Yep.
From Kelly, yeah.
Yeah. So I got the alien head vodka, or
Hell yeah.
Or I could do the tarantula.
But let me know in the side chat if, because I'm open to doing some more shows kind of on these topics, going in depth. If anybody wants some more talk about immunology and how antibodies are made or how these active sites are formed, let me know, because there's a lot of content there. It can be a little dry, but if you post in side chat and say you want it, I will deliver on it. So
Kelly, it's your call.
I'll drink a bit of this.
It's your call. Which one? Alien head vodka or tarantula tequila? What's this called? Like a cocktail or liqueur? Yeah. Ben hates both of these so much. They're my white trash drinks.
They're
Ben
so
likes
bad.
classy
They're
drinks.
so bad.
This tastes like nail polish. And there's another super chat for 222. Hail Ben and Dr. Ben. Hail critical thinking skills.
So I feel like
Yeah.
that's 2 shots we gotta do.
Yeah.
Because that is basically rounding up the previous one to a full shot. So then you could do 1 of each.
Yeah, let's do that.
There you go. And I will drink from my...
Drink from your
Pride
flask.
Yep.
All right, so we'll start with the
There's
vodka.
yeah.
Vodka's my favorite. Next to rum.
Mine's a single malt Indian whiskey. So it's pretty good.
Cleanse my cup bartender style real quick. All right, so I got the alien head shot glass.
Huzzah.
Let's do this. All right. I'm going to chase it with some Baja Blast. Huzzah. All right. That's 1 down. Ooh. Tastes like nail polish.
And Kristen
Remover, yeah.
in the side chat, I'm not familiar with Dr. Powers, but I'm curious.
This would make blue margaritas too, though.
Yeah, but I'm not drinking that. We can make your marg with that.
We had a shot of Dacerano before we started the show too, and it's so good compared to this. That's just the balance between the sweet and the alcohol and the tequila is so perfect with the Dacerano.
I would keep drinking my whiskey.
All right, so there's a shot of that. So, got the tarantula and the alien head shots set up. Got knocked back the alien head. Ben's drinking whiskey out of his rainbow flask. And let's go.
Everybody else who's not going through it, they're like, oh, that's so sad, really mold. What does that mean? Is it really bad? And it's, a lot of people don't get support. I've had friends that have had mold problems devastate their lives and hit them really hard, you guys. And then they tell their other friends, and other friends like, really? What does that mean, mold? You mean like something got moldy? And they're like, no, it's devastating. A pipe broke in the house, the basement, mold came up. There's mold all over the house. There's mold around the apartment.
And he again won't expand on what kind of mold he's talking about.
Yeah,
I agree. You need some support in the form of an immunologist or an allergist. Like that's probably what you need if you're having issues.
We're gonna assume that some kind of Stachybotrys, but the stuff on the information on the health effects of Stachybotrys on individuals varies. Again, it's allergens, right? Allergens are the issue.
Yep. And with the asthma thing, asthma is the same mechanism as seasonal allergies and other IgE mediated allergies. It just where it acts upon alveoli instead of other like skin related presentations or like nose related presentations, just kind of where it acts. So but yeah, IgE is the thing to remember here.
I almost forgot about this, Ben. The suckers.
Oh yeah, you got those too.
You open it up. But the monkey face flashing on the screen's making me do double takes every time. Oh, that's because of the system I'm using. That's my background. It's an albino orangutan. These are hard to get out. Monkey face flashing on the screen. Let this guy talk.
They don't get what that means. So what does that mean? You got to move out? Does that mean you have to find a new place to live? Like, what does that mean? And so the support for mold all on its own, and that's not even getting sick. And then when you get sick, where you're like, yeah, mold made me sick, and then friends are like,
look at that. That's an edible. This is THC in here.
Does it taste good?
A 420 sucker, yeah. It does taste good. Tastes like cotton candy, which is like my fave, so. Now that I've cleared my palate, I'm going to take the tarantula shot for Kelly, because Kelly asked for the tarantula shot.
Tarantula.
It's kind of a floral citrus flavor. Not the best, but
Like, well, did mold really make you sick? I've seen it where friends question friends. Even family members question family members, but friends question friends. I've seen that out there. I've seen doctors question patients and say, this isn't from mold. This isn't mold didn't kind of cause this. This isn't probably a mold issue. So I've seen that over the years too. Now there's more doctors that actually believe in mold. That's good. But as I talk about in the episode,
more doctors that
believe in mold.
Ben, are
No,
you a
we just
doctor?
don't believe that I am a doctor, yeah, and it's not that we don't believe in mold, we just don't believe the mold is the cause of the specific symptoms you're talking about. I feel like we could move on to a different video at this point, because he's just talking about testimonials at this point.
All right,
and he's not specifying anything that he's saying.
Do you want to switch over to the it's a long video. We won't be able to get through all of it, but there's like a video where he goes on about depression and anxiety. Or did you want to pick something else from this list here, shorts?
Yeah, we can do another short one first, because I feel like the next one's gonna be like very tense. So
we got
good. We know that he's got like his.
The next three are about his juice, which
we can do one of the juice cleanse ones. Like, that's fine with me.
Yeah, let's do that.
If you happen to be buying Erewhon, grab a medical medium heavy metal detox smoothie. After all these years, all the people it has helped, all the lives it has changed.
The smoothie's literally Erewhon too. Okay, he's selling his stuff at Erewhon. He's clearly not catering to the everyday person. He wants your money. Like, there's no other reason to sell at Erewhon other than you want celebrities and rich people paying $20 for like 8 ounces of juice. Like, if you really cared about healthcare, and if you really cared about people like changing their lives and having better habits, you need to you need to make something available for poor people and food deserts. Like that, like the issue is access to healthcare and access to clean water, access to like healthier foods, access to all this. Like, the rich people already have all of that access. They're not gaining anything by your juice cleanse. I mean, nobody really is, but if you really cared, if that was your mission, like, here's literally changing lives. If your mission was literally to change lives, get rid of that healthcare disparity. That's how you change lives. The people affected by this. And even looking back to the mold conversation, who is more likely to have mold in their house, especially at levels that's going to negatively impact them and predispose them to risk of allergies and anaphylaxis? It's people who are living in low-income housing who can't afford to move. It's those people.
Exactly. And yeah, good night, Ryan. Thank you for joining us. I was on Ryan's this morning. I think I told you that with we talked about RFK's Maha Senate hearing. It was a rough go. Yeah. But I guess today there's a theme today. Poor health advice from idiots. Yeah. It's the same brain rot. It's the same type of brain rot, though. It's not trusting medical science.
Right.
Changing lives. I had dealt with anxiety and depression my whole life.
Problems with my eyes, so like getting blind.
I didn't realize how unhappy
And that's
I was.
the thing, too. Someone who suffers with anxiety and depression, this dude's saying, hey, my smoothie will cure your depression and anxiety. It's fucking toxic as hell.
And then right from there to curing this guy's blindness. And we all know there's only one thing that'll cure your blindness. If you go back and watch Holy Spirit, it's the time that I did For Loco on stream, which was regrettable. But the only thing to treat your blindness is mixing Jesus saliva with mud and rubbing it on your eyes and then going and bathing in a pool. But, you know,
I don't even have any Jesus saliva. I don't even know what I would do if I go blind.
Yeah, I don't know either. But go watch Holy Spirits if you want to see that story. But anyway, it's just wild.
It's not just a smoothie
It's not just a smoothie, Ben. It's
not.
the cure for blindness.
Bottle. This isn't a protein smoothie. This isn't a whatever smoothie. Those are great. It's a functional smoothie.
I think that it's a really well-balanced
Functional
recipe,
is
personally.
such
It's 5
a
ingredients.
buzzword.
Functional.
Like, when you say functional, what do you mean by that word? Like, what do you think? And the fact that functional medicine is like a whole pseudoscience topic trying to put modern medicine in a bad light, saying, well, they don't target the root cause of disease, which, if any of you are friends with me on Facebook and you saw my sharing of Dr. Glockenflecken's recent video on that, absolute comedy gold. That guy, like, just go watch him in general. Dr. Glockenflecken, it's a big word. He's an ophthalmologist, but I will, not hold that against him. But he no, but he did a sketch recently about that specific topic, and it's amazing. But functional medicine claims to treat the root of disease. It's a completely pseudoscientific topic, and when they use these buzzwords like functional, like, what do they specifically mean? And you'll get all kinds of vague responses of, like, it'll just help you live better, or it'll remove your brain fog, or it will boost your immunity, etc. And that's absolutely meaningless. Like, you're gonna give all these promises that it's not gonna do.
Do doctors actually know about wild blueberries, though?
I mean, yeah, I feel like we've made medicines using snake venom that's not related to antivenoms. Like, I remember being a med student, being on rounds with internal medicine and being pimped on things like, where did this medication come from originally? It's just like a fun fact. Like, we didn't get any particular grade on it, but it's like, yeah, these meds came from was it like a lot of blood thinning medications come from snakes because a lot of their venoms work with anticoagulation. And so we've taken some of those compounds, isolated out the parts that we need to use, and then we use them to help prevent strokes and help prevent heart attacks. And it ends up working really well. But, like, we know the mechanisms that our medications use. Like, we study these very heavily. So, like, if there's definitely compounds that we use that are found in blueberries, found in nature in general. Like, where do you think most of these compounds come from?
Found in Gila monster saliva.
Yeah, it's like we isolate them and we make them safe for use.
And now you have Ozempic.
Yeah, and it's not wrong to, like, for some of these more natural things, it's not wrong to say that they may have some properties to do whatever. But if you're going to use a plant, think about how difficult it is to get an exact dosage from, like, the raw compound. Like, if you have a leaf, or you have a certain amount of leaves or a certain amount of berries, how are you controlling how much of that compound gets into your system? You can't really do that. And so that's why pharmacy exists, and why we extract compounds, and why we make them in the form that we prescribe them in, is because we can standardize them, and we can remove all the other compounds that are going to react negatively with the mechanism we're trying to utilize. So it's not anti-nature. It's not going against what your body is naturally going to do. I mean, it is, in a way, going against what your body is naturally going to do. But if your body's naturally going to have a stroke, then I'd rather your body didn't. Like, and that's where medicine comes into play. So it's fine to think that plants can have certain properties, but it's not reliably consistent to where we can prescribe a handful of blueberries and expect the same result amongst multiple different people. So
Good night, Ryan and Helen. Anybody else who had to dip? Anarchic Fox said that they're going to be in a Netflix documentary. Your Holy Spirit guest was on that Netflix documentary too, right? For this coming Saturday.
Yeah.
It's on Happy Shiny People. Yeah.
Yep. That's cool.
Wild blueberries,
Atlantic dulse, spirulina,
Cilantro.
barley grass juice powder.
It's, by the way, really delicious.
It's just delicious, and I get other people on it.
Because it's so good. So when Mom used to make, I used to bring the whole blender to work and then I'll blend it at work.
But when it's at Erewhon, all you have to do is just go there and pick it up. Fresh pressed juice section, easy to grab. A lot of people live by the medical medium heavy metal detox committee. They make it every single morning.
Like, let's think of the price difference though. If you have, let's say you get a cheap blender for like, I mean, you can get some really cheap blenders at Walmart for like $10 maybe, but I mean, you know, at the
$10 to
average end, maybe,
yeah.
But you can get like a more fancy one for like, you know, $30-$40 at Walmart. You take that in and you can put in whatever fruits you want, whatever other stuff you want. Where does the utility of Erewhon come into this? Like, I would rather spend $20 on one serving of juice, when if you really wanted to drink juice every day, you could just blend it up yourself at home, or like juice it yourself at home for way less money.
A lot of those blenders just have the cup that you take with you that pops right on top of there too. Like,
yeah, like get a Ninja or whatever. Like, splurge if you want to splurge on a Ninja. That's still cheaper than buying this stuff from Erewhon.
And you can flavor it to taste instead of having to decide what the medical medium decides is the right taste for you.
I've done it every morning.
He's the one who says you can't, that he knows the secret formulas of what order you put what stuff in and what, that's why you have to buy his, because the magic, it loses its magic if you mix it wrong.
Yep.
For over 6 years. Every morning. I do it fresh every day. I drink about 32 ounces of it.
I drink the heavy metal detox smoothie every day.
Get the things inside your body that your body's craving.
I felt lighter. Like, I literally felt lighter. I felt like I had more energy. My skin was clearer.
My skin gets better. I'm shining from inside, and I feel it. My vision is much better.
His vision is better.
It's called... Yeah, I doubt your vision's better, but your skin is probably more hydrated because you're drinking a fluid. And most people are chronically not drinking enough water. So that's probably it. And
the vision thing could be a placebo effect, though, I guess.
Yeah, it absolutely probably is, because even the amount of like vitamin A that you'd have to consume to get like, and when we say that vitamin A like is helpful for vision, it will not rebuild your vision. It will not undo blindness. Like, there's some evidence somewhere that, you know, it could prevent vision loss over time. Like, that's what we mean by that. It is not saying that you're going to instantly see better. It's just maybe as you age, you'll lose less of your sensation. So that's absolutely like placebo. But even so, there's some other vitamins probably in there as far as the skin concerns, as far as like feeling better. Yeah, okay. If your diet consists of very low nutrient foods and now you add a juice to it that has some fruit, like, sure, you might feel a little bit better because number one, you're hydrating, and number two, you're getting vitamins that you otherwise wouldn't be getting on a daily basis. Like, but you could do that by going to Walmart and buying some blueberries there, or buying like a Walmart frozen smoothie mix or something like that. Like, you don't need this fancy stuff to get those nutrients. Like, you can find other ways to do it that's more sustainable.
What about Red Dye 40? Right? That has all the vitamins.
Yeah. All the vitamins, yeah, definitely essential.
You gotta max that Red Dye 40, guys.
Happier, and I felt more calm and less stressed out.
Lighter, brighter, mentally clear. I think that that's a magic potion.
This is functional. This has a real purpose, a purpose that moves people forward.
It's a magic potion because of the blueberries.
It's a potion.
Mm-hmm. There's
well,
something.
Also, if you happen to have like a smoothie that's lower in calorie and just lighter to eat in the morning, like it's possible that you're not putting yourself into a food coma every day, and then maybe you're gonna feel a bit better because you're not in like parasympathetic overdrive with just how much you're eating during the day.
Do you recommend liquid breakfast?
I mean, no. I mean, it depends on what's in it. Like,
yeah,
I think that it should have some protein in it. Like, that's my biggest complaint with a lot of this stuff. Like, if you want something that's low calorie, that's going to fill you up, you want to stick with something that's high protein and high fiber. Like, that's what's going to get you. And, like, juice is very devoid of protein most of the time, and also incredibly devoid of fiber. Like, you're taking the best things of the plant and then not consuming them, or at least not consuming them in a form that is useful. So I could see part of, like, some of the liquid being part of your morning, but like I wouldn't say make it only juice. Like, that's just, it's not sustainable.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Heavy metal detox smoothie at Air One.
It's just a commercial.
Yeah, literally.
And there's some more of his juice.
Anyway.
So let's get into this because we're only going to be able to get into. Able to go through so much of this. I just want mainly there's some stuff he says at the beginning that's kind of fucked. There we go. Oh, I didn't mean to kick you, Ben. Sorry.
No, you're good.
All right, there we go. All right. So he's going to talk about what really causes anxiety and depression. And as somebody who struggles with anxiety and depression, I'm really interested to hear.
People, millions upon millions of people have mysterious anxiety and depression. It's really hard on people. So, but to talk about what
Why are you
people
so quiet, bro?
experience
Does he sound
when
really
they're
quiet?
living with anxiety.
Kind of, yeah.
Can you hear him?
I can hear him.
Yeah, if I turn him up, it turns you way up too, and then yeah.
Yeah, no, I can hear him where he was at.
Okay.
I think it's fine.
When they're living with depression, and how debilitating these symptoms can be, how it affects your life. You guys probably know somebody with anxiety. You probably know somebody with depression. So let's get down to it. That's what we have to do. Nobody's depression, nobody's anxiety is the same. They're all unique. Your anxiety is unique to you and what's happening inside your body. They're not the same. You just can't classify it. You can't tag it like that. You got anxiety, okay. Well, you got anxiety too. Well, all your symptoms are identical. That's really, really impossible. It's always gonna vary on all kinds of different levels.
This is a Trump level speech. Like, this is just a bunch of words, rapid fire, going absolutely nowhere and zero substance. Like, what would make me less anxious and depressed? Like, if I didn't have the burnout of having to undo all of the misinformation that you are causing. Like, physicians are one of the highest suicide rate professions out there, and this is definitely part of it. Because people get sick, they try to handle it on their own, they do your juice cleanse or whatever, and then they show up in an emergency, and then we have to try to fix it, and it's at a point where we can't fix it, and then it doesn't go well from there. So, like, maybe stop being a fucking grifter and let people who know what they're doing do their job. It's not everybody's cause of anxiety, but it is a cause. You are causing some people's anxiety.
Like, and people will throw around terms like like anxiety and depression, like, oh, they're just like mild mental health issues, but they can be really debilitating. They can control your life to some extent, and giving people false hope that, like, oh yeah, drink a smoothie and you'll feel better. It's fucking ridiculous. It's right up there with you just need to, have you tried not being sad? Maybe you just need to go outside. Maybe you just spend some time in nature or shit like that.
And all that's going to make it so much worse, because if you tell somebody that if they do something, it's going to get better, and then it doesn't, they're going to blame themselves and think that they did something wrong about it. And that was the whole issue in the first place, is that, like, for most people, they're blaming themselves for things that isn't their fault. And so this just adds to the cycle. It adds to their anxiety. And so also thank you for making more work for therapists, because now they have to undo that part.
Oh, you know damn well this guy's anti-therapist, right? Like,
oh, I know he's anti-therapist, he's anti-doctor, because he knows everything that there is to know. And this is something I say every single time I react to one of these people. The biggest thing that bothers me is the idea that they can give medical advice and not have to take any accountability for any harm that they do to people. If I say something that is incorrect, I can go to court. I can lose my license. Things will actually happen to me because I hurt somebody. People like this, they will go, if someone takes them to court, they will say, I didn't know better. Because they're not licensed, they're not held to a certain standard, so they can get away with it. Yeah, they want full authority and full respect without any accountability for that position, and that is so disgusting to me. And this is also why, like, I get frustrated with people when they ask for medical advice on the internet, because the people that are going to respond to your post are not the ones who should be responding, because the ones who are going to respond have no consequences for what they say. You are asking for the least qualified people to respond. The people who are qualified to respond are not going to, because they will wonder if they're telling you the wrong thing. And so they won't tell you something if they believe that there's even a chance that it could be wrong.
So I wanted to talk about that too. So that's one thing. I'm glad you guys are coming on. I'm really excited about this. To heal anxiety and to heal depression, you guys, you have to have the true cause. I'm sorry, but you have to have the true cause.
The true cause of my depression and my anxiety could fill a book. So,
right, like most people have their true cause. Like, this is just another wording of the root cause. But like, if we're talking, I'm assuming we're talking about a like purely psychological etiology for depression and anxiety, and in that case, for most people, is trauma. Like, we got that cause. It's trauma for most people, but we are also going to rule out organic etiologies, such as, again, let's go back to the list we used for brain fog. Let's think of any medical condition that could cause anxiety or depression. Thyroid disease. Any endocrine disease.
Thyroid
almost any
issues.
autoimmune disease. Yeah, pretty much anything that could cause you, because in addition, anything that can cause you to be chronically ill can lead to depression, because you're not able to do the things that you once were able to do, and you have to adjust to that way of living. Cancer, especially, will cause depression in people. Like dementia, elderly patients have high rates of depression along with their dementia because they're losing their independence. The list is extensive. Anemias can lead to this. Pregnancies, complications with pregnancies can lead to this. Like, the list goes on and on. There is no one true cause of anyone's depression or anxiety. Largely, it can be chalked up to trauma, which is not even a universal thing for people. But yeah, is Juice gonna treat people's trauma? I wonder how he.
I haven't even tried to treat my trauma with juice before.
Yeah,
I have tried to treat it with alcohol and weed, though.
Yeah.
That's how it works with healing. That's what's so critical. It's like, yeah, if you don't have the true cause of what your anxiety is stemming deep down inside, if you don't have the true cause of your depression stemming deep down inside, what the root cause is, the root, right? If you don't have that, how are you going to get better? How are you going to move forward? If you're new here, I'm Anthony Williams.
And how are you, are you a therapist in any shape or form? Because if you're not, and you're not taking accountability for practicing therapy, then shut the fuck up, because you're not going to be the one to address any of this shit.
Anxiety and depression are things that you manage as well. You don't cure them. You don't treat them. You manage them.
And no, that's the same with any medical condition. Like, cure is not a word used in medicine at all, period. Like, all of it is management. So if someone says cure, do not listen to them.
He's going to brag about his credentials here, though. Let's let him go. Best-selling author.
Yeah. You might say, who is this guy? Why should I listen to him? You know, where's his credentials? Is he a doctor? Who is this guy? No, I'm not a doctor. I've said it.
You know who is a doctor? This motherfucker right down below me. So,
yeah. I earned that shit. I feel like I shouldn't have earned that shit with how much imposter syndrome I have. But it's like, what credentials do you have? Well, I have a book that a lot of people like. Okay, so should I start listening to... So should I start listening to Dr. Seuss? Like, should I take medical advice from Green Eggs and Ham? Because he has some books that are probably better selling than yours. I can think of other people with better selling books than yours, and they're not trying to sell medical advice. So is this an appeal to population?
So
like, that sounds like a fallacy.
I think we can take away from this stream tonight that Ben is saying Green Eggs and Ham will cure your mold sickness.
No, it's just more credible than this guy.
Yeah.
Over and over again. I'm the originator of the global celery juice movement. I'm a #1 New York Times best-selling author of over 6 books. This is one of them right here, Cleanse to Heal, which is on sale right now, Amazon.com. I have over 35 years of experience working with over 250,000 individuals.
Over 35 years of bullshitting my way through medical conditions. Telling people what I just intuited in my own brain.
How is he seeing 250,000 patients? That's like even like a doctor who comes right into like family medicine right out of school is not seeing that many patients in a lifetime.
No.
Holy shit.
No.
At least not saying that it's one-on-one. I mean, I could say maybe you can see that many people, but you can't properly treat them or diagnose them in those volumes as an individual.
Yeah, it's like you could see that many like within a team-based system.
No.
Yeah, it's like if you're doing one part and then passing them on to somebody else, but yeah, there's no way that he's especially if you can't even describe the process of allergies, I don't think you're doing much for people.
Yeah, I trust Dr. Pepper more than this guy too, Kelly, for sure.
Yeah.
Years also working with doctors and troubleshooting their most difficult cases. I was known as the guy people brought their bizarre symptoms to from all.
Do you bring your patients with bizarre symptoms to juice gurus when you can't figure things out? Like,
I could give him so many cases and pimp him on it in front of other people, and he would not fucking know what to do with it. Like, I would love to hear what his thoughts are on my 71-year-old ICU patient who had symptoms very convincing of lupus, but probably wasn't lupus, but also it was an emergency because her lungs were bleeding every day, and we had to figure out why her lungs were bleeding, and we had to give her like a bunch of different autoimmune therapies and shit. Like, this guy doesn't know what medical complexity is.
He would like give her a glass of celery juice is what he would give her.
Yeah. It's like the people when lay people say that they have multiple things going on at the same time, that's not usually medical complexity. Like, even just having I don't know if it's this thing or this thing is not medical complexity. There's a lot more nuance that goes into this, and certain answers we intentionally don't pursue because it doesn't change what we do about it. So if it doesn't change what we do about it, there's no reason in putting people through nonsense and putting them through extra medical bills just to tell them an exact right answer when we're going to do the same thing anyway. I like people like this only get so successful because they go unchallenged and they can say this shit without ever having to confront somebody who's actually an expert. You put him in a room with an intern, with even put him in a room with a third-year medical student, and his ass would be so humbled, and he would not be able to even appreciate that. But like a real expert, a real expert isn't going to be pandering to the lay public, right? Like people who know what the fuck they're doing, and if they have something novel to add to the system, they're going to be pitching this to the experts. They're going to pitch it to everybody else in the field. The only reason you're going to pitch to lay people is if you don't think that your new thing is going to be accepted by the experts. And take a good minute to think why it would not be accepted by the experts. This threshold of evidence is not anywhere near met. You can't demonstrate a fraction of knowledge that you know what's happening.
That's the thing too. When someone's trying to sell you on a theory or hypothesis or whatever on the internet, you got to wonder why they're trying to sell it to you as a layperson and not trying to sell it to the experts who work in the field. Right? Why are they? Why? Same thing with people that would deny evolution and things like that. It's like, if you have evidence that disprove evolution, why are you not presenting that to the proper authorities to get your Nobel Prize? Same thing with this, except for even more so, because if you're talking about curing cancer and shit, which this guy does talk about, I've watched enough of his videos this week to know that he's all about curing cancer and asthma and everything else with juice. So.
Yeah, why are you not teaching at a university? Why are you not publishing? Like, that's a lot to say. Like, because if you did publish something like that, you'd have your pick of universities to go teach at.
Ooh, Kelly has a dark confession here. Confession time. I used to work with the Young Living Oil Company, and I used to give people advice on how to be the different oils to cure their medical conditions. Cringy, I know. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy you're out of that.
I mean, actually, one of the people that hosted on Charlatan's Web a couple weeks ago, I won't tell who, but they were, when I was talking to him beforehand about this being a drinking show, like, I can't drink, I'm on a juice cleanse. I'm like, this is Charlatan's Web and you're on a juice cleanse?
Yeah. Yikes.
All over the world. That's who I was before social media turned into social media, before, there were influencers, before there were social media, before all of it. That's what I was known.
Oh, speaking of this, I'm sorry. I keep interrupting and we're only like 2 minutes into this. But something else, like, and this is a serious recommendation for anybody who is here who is struggling with anxiety, depression, etc. Like, social media is worsening a lot of people's symptoms, and it is okay to take a break from social media. Like this guy, he's operating on social media. He's like, oh, look at all my social media recommendation. No, social media is hurting a lot of people, and it is okay. Like, even if you have friends on this platform, and that's awesome. I love that. It's okay to talk to those friends and say, hey, I need a break from Facebook. I need a break from like YouTube. I need a break from this stuff. It is hurting me. It's making my depression worse. Can we go hang out in a private Discord, have a private text message or something else? Like, it's okay to maintain our community without having to rely on very toxic platforms. Just wanted to get that out there for people.
And they seem to get more toxic every year.
Yeah.
as an office. People flew from all around the world to come into my office and say, I got this weird tingling and numbness. I got this weird burning skin. My jaw hurts and I've been to 30 doctors. And that's what happened my whole life. So there you go. So I wanted to tell you guys a little bit about that. And
then he like ate water. He gave them all watermelon like on the front of his book, and everything was better.
Was it
the book's doing really good right
like, do they have a B12 deficiency? Like, do they have a folate deficiency?
And I think you just
What is he claiming the issue was?
Everclear, and they feel better for a couple hours because they're wasted.
Right. It's funny because like people like this will say you don't know the true cause of disease. You don't know the root cause. And then they won't tell you what the actual root cause is. Like they might tell you some weird vague thing of it's the inflammation, it's the toxins, but they can't walk you through the mechanism of how it does that.
Oh, and thank you, you are Victoria. I worry more about people like Bree. You put a lot of effort into YouTube, and it is little return. We appreciate it, though. I hope you are well. What else can be expected? We're surviving out here in West Texas. We're about to frickin' flee the state, though. So,
yeah,
it's that's right around the corner. We're getting out of Texas soon, and that'll make a lot of anxieties subside a little bit.
Yeah.
Right now, people are actually really loving the book. If you heard about Cleanse to Heal, check it out. Get it at the library for free. I mean, I always tell people, go to the library.
I might get it at the library and react to it.
Yeah.
I should do that.
Do like a chapter by chapter response.
Yeah, because I don't want to pay. I don't want to buy his book. I don't want to pay him for it. But a library that already has it, like I can do that. Support the library.
Or if we find it like on a donation rack or like in a Goodwill or something or a thrift store.
Yeah, something like that.
You find a lot of like you'll see like Dr. Oz books and stuff in thrift stores all the time.
Of course.
Dr. Oz. That's where this guy reminds me of is Dr. Oz actually.
Yeah.
Changing lives. People are getting weight loss from the 369 Advanced Cleanse. People are getting their lives back. People are healing. So it's really an amazing thing. So it really is. Most people in the medical medium community have seen lots of specialists, lots of internists, lots of doctors, alternative, conventional doctors.
This boy be throwing all kinds of shade at you, Ben.
I know. It's like, well, if only I had if only I had the common sense, or I had the expertise to say, you know what, it's just been the watermelon juice this whole time, and I've been ignoring it. Like, what the fuck?
And people are noticing that Canada causes 42% of brain fog, according to my poll. So Canada, blame Canada.
It's Canada.
They've been on a journey seeing lots of healthcare practitioners and getting help in many ways. And some people have seen up to 50 doctors. How many doctors have you seen? Have you seen 10 doctors? Have you seen 3? Are you a lucky person where you're not so sick and you just got your first symptom or two and you saw an alternative doctor, or you saw a naturopath, or maybe
an alternative doctor, a naturopath?
So not doctors. You saw someone who's not a doctor. And what happened is your doctor said, hey, there's multiple possibilities that this could be, and we're not entirely sure yet. So let's do this thing until we kind of get more information. That's not them not knowing what their job is. It's not them, just ignoring the signs or whatever. It's them doing their due diligence and them being honest with you that, hey, not everything is easy to figure out and a lot of patterns overlap. So, like, what is the kindest thing to do for someone? Like, sometimes being super aggressive with getting every single test, every single image, every single thing that you could possibly do is inhumane and not going to change how you feel at the end of the day. So why put you through that? And they're going to be like, your medical doctor is going to be a lot more honest with you about that and say, hey, we've got a team, we can kind of look into this. But, for a lot of people, chronic illness is going to be chronic illness, and you have to manage it in the best way you can. And you try different things and you see what works and what doesn't. But that's still within an evidence-based framework, and it's not going to be a guarantee that it's all going to get better. But you know what? It's not going to get better with this guy's recommendation either.
And the difference between naturopathy and homeopathy is what Ben was talking about earlier. Like yes, there are vitamins that you might need to get from your blueberries and stuff like that. That's homeopathy. It's including like diet and self-care into your medical plan. Some people go woo-woo with homeopathy too, but naturopath is total bullshit. That's that health or that section at your grocery store that has all the weird stuff that's like $28 bottles of juice and stuff like that. That's naturopath nonsense. Where maybe there are blueberries in this drink that are packed with all the vitamins and antioxidants you need, but if you're pissing 88% of them out, then really do you really need to be spending $28 on it instead of just getting a box of blueberries and popping them in your blender?
Yeah, it's all a scam. It's all an absolute scam.
You saw, your regular doctor and they did a little blood work and you got a little symptom here and there and you're just starting to embark on your journey of cleaning up your foods and looking on the internet for answers and stuff. If you're in that great position, that's great. But there's a lot of people that are really sick, really struggling. The medical medium information was for those people and has
Okay,
been,
no. There's a disconnect in what we define as sick. There's a huge difference. Like for the average person, very sick could mean man flu or like man cold, and they're sitting at home and they've got like the sniffles for a couple days. For a chronically ill person, very sick could mean like a chronically ill person could say that they're never very sick because they just assume that every day is going to be hell on earth. There's a lot of people I know that are like that. They'll be in 8 out of 10 pain and just like, this is a normal day. And then when we're saying like, when doctors say sick, like we mean you are hospitalized and like you are not compensating. Like sick in a hospital sense is not just is pain. Pain is not really what we mean by sick. Discomfort is not what we mean by sick. When we say sick,
Sorry, go ahead.
No. Like when we say sick, like we mean like if you do not get intervention, like you will die. That is sick.
He's about to give the most disingenuous description of struggling with the symptoms of depression that I've ever heard anybody who said that they were supportive of people struggling with this disorder that I've ever heard, which is what he's about to go into. So let's let him rant here for a few minutes. We're probably going to wrap up here pretty quick, but we'll let him go off about depression here.
Off of Mattress Island. If you guys want to know what Mattress Island is, many of you guys know. Mattress Island is when you're in bed and you're in bed too long. You're in bed a lot. You spend a lot of time on the mattress. You spend a lot of time on the couch. Couch Island, Mattress Island. It's not a fun place, and so many people have been there and had to find the medical medium information. So, here's a point right here before we go on with things.
So, Matt, describing depression, and this is one of my terrible symptoms I deal with. Mattress Island is what he wants to call it. It's your motivation you're not motivated to get up and interact with the world. Like you can't bring yourself to do it. It's not like, I just want to stay in bed and I need more juice. There's more going on than that. It's deeper than that. There's things going on chemically inside your brain that need to be addressed, and it can't be fixed with celery.
Yeah.
Anxiety we're going to cover all the details about anxiety, what kind of different versions of anxiety, what kind of different versions of depression, and what the true causes are. Before we go into that, listen, I want to tell you guys, whether you're plant-based, whether you're vegan, whether you're paleo, whether you're vegetarian, whether you're animal protein, whether you're keto animal protein, right? Whether you're keto.
So right now he's very much implying that depression and anxiety are caused by poor diet. And it's very much what's being implied here.
plant-based, whether you're keto vegan, whether you're carnivore, whether you're balanced diet, whether you're intuitive eating, whether you're food combining, or any other diet belief
We get it.
system
Your
there is, and there's a lot of them
limitations.
out.
You don't know any kind of anything beyond assuming diet is related to everything.
Yeah.
We get that you're dumb. Just, quit the act and just, accept that you don't know shit about
My depression is caused by eating too much chicken or something.
Yeah.
There, everyone has something in common. Remember this, they all get sick. Remember this, they all get sick. That's how it's been, and that's what happens. So, sure, you might have things under control. You cleaned up your diet. Maybe you're on a plant-based diet, but
so no diets are safe, according to him. No diet is safe unless you're doing medical medium on top of it.
Yeah, you gotta do medical medium and drink your celery juice. 16 ounces a day, Ben.
Which is contradicting his point, because if he's selling fruit juices and shit, then the carnivore people can't eat that.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? I guess you could make a bacon juice. You make some bacon juice for the carnivore people?
So you're contradicting yourself. Like, you can't sell your shit and have it be compliant with all those diets you're saying. So you have to pick something.
Yeah.
Protein. They go start bringing in salmon. They start bringing in eggs. Well, should I be eating eggs? Should I be eating salmon? Should I be eating turkey? Maybe I need my protein. Maybe that's why I'm getting symptoms. Same thing with
you do need your protein. I mean, if
you do, it's like, this is such a reductionist point of view, though, to think that your symptoms are all related to dietary factors. Like, you are so Dunning-Krugering this that you think it can all be chalked up to one etiology.
But
like,
Ben,
fuck
he's a
that
medium.
shit. Yeah, meaning he doesn't know anything about anything, and
Right.
it's just intuiting. He's intuiting what he thinks the answer is, and this is what I say a lot. Intuition is only good when it's used to ask questions and drive you to find, reasonable answers. But intuition is limited based on your experiences and your foundation of knowledge. If you don't have an adequate foundation of knowledge, your intuition is going to be wrong. If you don't have adequate experiences, your intuition is going to be wrong. So when we say that somebody that's highly experienced in a field, like the intuition of an ER physician and the intuition of a nurse who's been on a unit for many years and knows kind of what to expect with certain patients, that is intuition that is more easily reliable because it's built upon a foundation of a standard of knowledge and a set of experiences that directly relate to the problem at hand. If you don't have either of those things, your intuition is not going to be reliable, and you should just throw it out.
I wish I could photosynthesize too, Fox. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
All right, we got about 3 to 5 more minutes.
Yeah,
We
okay.
can give this guy to rant, and then we're gonna wrap up. We'll let Ben talk about some of the stuff he's got coming up and what's going on with Holy Spirits, because that's the new talk of the town in the skeptic community.
Last thing we have going on. Instead, what we have is tools that you can apply and plug into your diet belief system. And that's the whole thing. Actual tools.
Oh
and
my
answers.
God.
For instance,
You just plug in your belief system, and we'll have an answer spat out for you that's going to solve all your problems.
So if part of my belief system is that eating tomatoes gives me giant boobs, if I stop eating tomatoes, will my boobs stop growing?
I mean, everything's about your belief system now.
Yeah. I believe that tomatoes will give me giant boobs, and that bacon juice is the secret cure for all ailments. Drink your bacon juice.
it's like the heavy metal detox smoothie right there. So that's the medical medium heavy metal detox smoothie. I made it for dinner tonight, you guys.
He's gotta always be hustling though. You gotta give it to him for that. Motherfucker's always hustling. Always got a jar of his nonsense sitting off camera to grab up and tell you it'll cure your depression.
He's awesome because he has no other credentials to
Right.
lean on.
This is not going to fix your depression. This jar of purple liquid that looks like the pink slime from Ghostbusters 2 is not going to fix your it's not going to fix your depression or anxiety.
Excited about. And talking about the heavy metal.
Actually, the mood slime from Ghostbusters 2 might fix your depression and anxiety, though. So there's that. We did learn something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, and we've been looking at. Let's shut him down here. Let's go ahead and close this out. We've been looking at Halloween costumes for Henry, Ben's little pupper, and we looked at. I sent. Did you see the knitted Slimer costume I sent you? I know it's a lot to knit, but it was so cute. Yeah. Is Henry sleeping? He's been so quiet.
Oh, he's in the other room. Yeah, he's
Oh.
probably napping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
It is.
he's a good boy. Henry's that.
Oh, yeah.
Been 6-month-old border collie puppy who's he was out doing cannonballs in the pool earlier. That's how energetic this guy is. Like full tilt cannonballs.
But yeah, it's past his bedtime, so he's probably sleeping.
Yeah.
He's probably napping in there.
And he tried to stand on the floaty thing. One of the guys, the chlorine thing. He tried to stand on it, and he knocked the lid off of it. It was so cute. All right, so we got coming up this Saturday. You have Holy Spirits with John Gleason and
and Chad Harris.
Chad Harris.
Yep. So I can give you a taste of what they're talking about. So GE is doing a story on emergency roadside circumcision of Moses and Moses's family. And then Chad Harris is doing a story. Think about what everyone's doing. His story is about the unnamed prophet who gets smited for a bunch of reasons. So it's a lot of smiting this weekend, but definitely show up for that. And if you haven't seen the trailer yet, there is a trailer. Go watch it. It played at the beginning of this episode, and it is funny.
Let me plug what we got so far because it's been pretty hilarious. So the opening episode had comedians Sidney Davis, Johan, formerly Sidney Davis Jr., and she told the creation story with Adam and Eve and all that stuff. Then we had SR, a Secular Rarity, telling some Jacob. Was it Jacob becomes Israel? Was that the story? And then we have the Skeptic. What story did John tell? Fuck, I can't remember.
Oh, John did the Temptation of Jesus by Satan. And that same episode was Prophet of Zod talking about Revelation Part 1. It was a great episode.
We have Brentley, and Brentley was lit AF when he did his episode, and he talked about Balaam's talking ass. So, yeah, if you want to hear somebody talking out of their ass. And then, was it last week? It's been a little bit over a week ago that Ben had his debut. He's the producer. He doesn't always, he's not always on the episodes like on screen, but he was actually on the screen last week drinking a Four Loko and some Jaeger bombs.
That was the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
go watch all the episodes. They're really, really fun. It's comedy, so it's still commentary on religion, but it's done in a very comedic and satirical way. So if you're looking for a change of pace from a lot of negativity, this might be your place to go.
And there's going to be an accidental lesbian date episode coming up here pretty soon. So.
Oh yeah, I'm going to release that as a bonus episode. So.
All right. Well, anything else besides Holy Spirit you got going on? I know you do several call-in shows. You got any scheduled?
Yeah, all the other stuff is going. I'm pretty sure I'm on Takis this week, and also on Talk Heathen this upcoming Sunday. So all the usual stuff.
Yep. All right. So you'll see Ben around the community. You'll see me around the community too. Saturday mornings, as always, live from the Hive. So Don't miss that. Monday nights is where I'm doing Charlatan's Web right now. I don't know if this is where it's going to stay. I don't think Monday's the best day for a drinking show, but I'll do what I can. I was doing Fridays, but YouTube's a ghost town on Fridays, so wasn't getting much traction there. So I thought I'd try later on a Monday. I don't know. It's been all right. Yeah, we've had a pretty steady view, but I also have the Dr. Ben on, so that might be boosting up my views too. But I will be back next Saturday with Live from the Hive, and on Thursday nights I do host with a team underneath me a show called The Transpositions that brings you news affecting and impacting the LGBTQ community with emphasis on the T, because we are trans people here. And everything from sports to entertainment news to political climate information. Come hang out, check it out, and keep coming back for more. Appreciate you, everybody who comes to Hive Sci to hang out. Have some drinks to bust some charlatans over the head with their nonsense. Until next time, please remember to be kind and take care.